Hey folks, Vince Brizzo here from Previews World. We're hanging out once again at the Dark Horse booth. We are talking to Evan Dorkin, Sarah Dyer, because Calla Cthulhu has now been collected in a trade paperback. Folks, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us here. He looks like a deer in the headlights. Am I on? Is this thing working? Right?
Yeah.
So the subject matter of Cthulhu, that's a dark place to go. You know, you think of Alan Moore, you're thinking about The Courtyard or Necronomicon. Obviously, this is an all-ages book, so you're not, how do you sanitize such subject matter like that?
I don't think it's really a question of sanitizing it so much as just, looking at it from a different point of view. It came out of the fact that our daughter actually was interested in what she saw of Lovecraft and thought it was really funny and interesting. And, I wanted to make something that someone like her could read, a teenager, a girl, that wouldn't be so bleak and dark and, but still really explore the mythos and have, have a lot of action and have fun with it.
But one of the things is we're still trying, it's an adventure, but even if you're a Cthulhu purist, you'll see that this is not like, it's not like you can win with it's not like Call of Cthulhu. You don't bring a bunch of shotguns out the game and just win. I mean, these people do have certain powers. There's this different playing field, so it can be weird action adventure, but we really do try to stay true to a lot of what you get from Lovecraft, from William Hope Hodgson. We go to a lot of those kinds of writers and take what we can and mix up the world of Calla. Now Sarah can talk about the characters and other stuff, so I can shut the hell up.
About the character, and reading just a short description for the book, you find out that you got this teenage girl who seems to be on the outskirts of the family business. But then you've got like that Al Pacino in The Godfather movie, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Was that actually what happens as far as the plot moving forward? She thought she was out, she's back in now? Or?
Well, she was raised with no knowledge that her family was involved with this. Her parents took her like far away and didn't want her to know that they were connected to all of this, horror. When her parents die, she gets sucked into this because all these creatures start showing up to try to get her involved, because the legends say that she's going to be very powerful. So each faction wants her on their team. And to her, this is like, she's just gone through this horrible trauma. She's lost her parents. She's developed powers, and all these really creepy creatures are coming up and going like, oh no, you should be with us. We'll keep you safe. And she doesn't trust any of them.
Basically has to.
Yeah.
The King in Yellow is making a play for her, who in Derleth's view of the mythos, he's the brother of Cthulhu, and Derleth's stuff is ridiculous, but we're using that particular bit of business. And the mob thing is apt, because that's what we started talking about. There are factions who want to protect her, there are factions who don't like her, and she has no idea what's going on. Sorry.
That about says it?
Pretty much, yeah.
You took my line, man.
No, I didn't mean to take your line. But the other thing is, there are people who are trying to kill her. There are human factions who read the crazy books that you always find in A to Z of wacko books, and they're like, we have to get rid of this person. And that's where more of the cast comes from that you were talking about before the interview.
Right.
The gang.
So, parting thoughts. I mean, what basically artists are always looking to move the needle, always looking to see how far they can take things to the next level, because otherwise you get bored real fast.
Right.
So, how did this project itself, I mean, the core of it, the emotion, the passion, how did it inspire you to say, we're going to see this through to the end?
It was just something like I really wanted to do. There's just not a lot in that kind of space with girl characters really having strong action.
No romance.
Without romance, it's like most YA. I read a lot of YA because I have a tween, and a lot of it is like it's an action book, but they spend way too much time on the love triangle. So we're just like, let's have just the action, just the monsters, just the fun, and the friendships, and like skip the love triangle.
Cool stuff. Continually cool, creepy stuff with a lot of interesting characters. Kind of mix of martial arts films that we like with superhero stuff.
I think the motivation is
mythos.
To make a book that we would want to read. It's something that I would have wanted as a teenager, and something that we would like to see. So making that actually come out.
And I would like to mention the rest of our team, though.
Okay.
You remember names better than that. We got Aaron Hummiston is our co-creator. He designed everything. He comes from an animation background. In fact, what studio?
He's at Blue Sky right
He's
now.
at Blue Sky right now, and that's why the book has a much different look. We did this on purpose. It's not. It does not look like dark, gnarly, heavy metal album covers. I love that Cthulhu, that Lovecraft look, but everybody's done it. And that palette is kind of nothing stands out. This is more of almost like an animated show of creepy stuff. And we have Inker Mario Gonzalez, Bill Mudrun is our colorist, and Nate Picos of Glambot is our letterer.
Well, I'm glad to see that all ages books are moving forward, and they're not what most people think they are, because Calla Cthulhu is just now just ready to take over the world, so don't fall into the trap. Look for it at your local comic shop, folks, okay? Calla Cthulhu from Dark Horse Comics. Evan Dorkin, Sarah Dyer reminding you to keep the faith and keep reading comics.
Hey Previews World, did you enjoy this video? Then let's be friends. Follow Previews World by clicking that subscribe button.